Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. Just the volume of the 3 ohms we heard before we started today's program, it almost made me feel like Lord Shiva himself had come down with his cymbals with that loud echoing sound. Literally, that's the sound of nature that you hear, the sound of waterfalls, the birds, the trees, all the sounds of silence that you hear. You hear the water right there, that you hear when your mind is agitated. There is an inner silence in all of us, and that's what this program is all about, trying to get to that inner silence. That said, all yoga is about spinal health, and spinal health begins with stretching. So that's what we are going to do. The 4 of us on the mat right here to help take you through those various stretches. We have right here from my immediate left, we have Rebecca Swanson. Rebecca, I'm going to have you introduce yourself to us and to our viewers. Just tell them a little bit about yourself, or tell us.
Okay. Well, my name's Rebecca. I'm an artist, and I do yoga and swimming and walking and all kinds of other activities because I like to keep my body strengthened.
Right, and that's a great way to reach peace of mind, because when your body is satisfied, your body is happy, your mind calms down by itself.
Yes.
You are a testament to our opening line, moving the body to still mind. Welcome to the show,
Thank
Rebecca.
you.
To my immediate right, we have Renae Bennet. Renae, welcome to the show. Both Rebecca and Renae were also crewing for us in the last episode, so they know a lot about all the technical stuff right here in the studios. It is such a pleasure to have you here as well, Renae. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Renae Bennet. I'm a television host as well as an entrepreneur. I do study a lot of mantras to clear my mind.
I heard you say the Gayatri mantra just before we started.
Yes, I practice the Gayatri mantra because it helps me to focus. It helps me to get my thoughts in order, as well as the Venkateswara Suprabhataham. I use those as well.
Venkateswara Suprabhataham.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So yoga as well as the mantras are very much part of my communication and a part of my thread of wholesomeness.
That's wonderful. You're another testament to our show itself. This is really great to hear you say that, because you made the effort to even try and say Venkateswara Suprabhatam. That is not easy to say, even for me, and I'm a native Tamil speaker, and it's not easy. Gayatri mantra again. But just so you know, and so our viewers understand, a lot of the chants and the mantras, they do have a meaning for those of us who want to study it further. They're all chanted in Sanskrit. But for the rest of us who are not sure of the meanings in some of the chants, it's okay sometimes, because it's about sound vibrations. Sound helps calm your mind. Sometimes you may chant a mantra like the simple sound of Om. For example, Om is a trisyllabic sound. It emanates from the belly, the Ah sound, and we can do a little experiment. Once we get started, we'll do some breathing techniques. Om contains 3 syllables, Ah, Oo, and So the Ah comes from the base, the lower abdominal region, the Oo is from the heart, and the reverberates in the skull. So where the mind goes, energy flows. So when you actually make the sound of Om, you are energizing your body, you're sending your mind to the different regions of the body. And if you recall, or if you try to remember your school days, most glands and organs are located between the hip and the shoulders, but also you have pineal and pituitary and other glands in the head region as well. So you are actually energizing all your glands and organs by making the trisyllabic sound Om. For those of you who want to take the Om further, there have been PhDs done out there on the word Om, on the sound of Om. it can have a religious significance. But you know what? You don't have to go to those levels. Religion is something, it's a very personal domain. Each of us take ourselves to those levels at our own pace. To my extreme right, Ron Thomas. Ron is a producer here at Manhattan Neighborhood Network as well. Ron?
Om is the sound of the universe.
Well, it's a universal sound. You know what, Ron? A lot of people have been asking me, why does everyone call it the primordial sound? What does it mean? And that's why I went to the physiological aspect to explain what it is. When you talk about the universal sound, you're able to acknowledge that so easily. Not everyone is ready to acknowledge that it's a sound of the universe. Because we have a colleague who teaches Om to Jewish kids, and for them, Om may not mean much. So she teaches them Shalom, which is fine. It means something to the kids, and you still have the Om in it. So you still have the sound, the vibrations of the Om in it, which is fine. Whichever way you can reach out to people at their own pace, at their own level, and in their own domain. So yeah, you find it easy, and it's an honor to be in the company of people who understand and enjoy yoga, so it's great. That said, let me not forget my manners. We have a great crew today once again. We have, let me see, So Young Choi, Crystal King. We have Candice Delavanti, Brian Davis, all in the control room with Keith Mendenhall. And on camera, we have Ken Finnegan and Charles Williams. Thank you so much for helping make this episode happen under the guidance of Roberto Espinel and Drew Taylor. We're so delighted to let everyone share in the joy. We're going to take you through some standing stretches first, but before we do that, a couple of breathing exercises. Let's try. Did you want to do your breathing before or after, Ron?
Before.
You want to do it before. You're just totally against doing it last. But you're right. You know what? Breathing is actually step 3 of Ashtanga Yoga. Step 4 is posture practice. Of course, Ashtanga Yoga is like Moses' tablet. You know, the 10 rules of life. It's personal discipline, social discipline, breathing. You have posture practice. You have pratyahara, which is withdrawal of senses. For instance, when someone says something to us that we don't like, you cannot stop a thunderstorm, but you can carry an umbrella. So if you don't like it, you just don't react to it. It's like water off a duck's back. So it's, in a nice way, it's desensitizing ourselves. So we're going to stand up. We're going to take you through the remainder of the balance. Actually, you know what? Let's do the breathing and then go straight into the seated postures, okay? All right. Here's what we're going to do. If you have a brick or a block at home, make sure that we can use our bricks here to demonstrate to you. Make sure that your torso is raised. You can either sit on your heels or sit on a block. That gives you more room to lift your torso up, and that opens up your chest so you can fill yourself with air. We're going to do 2 or 3 simple breathing techniques. Left hand is on your left knee. You can have your index finger and thumb connected. That's really internalizing the experience. So you don't have to think of it as a religious symbol. Now, fold your 3 fingers in the right hand. Your little finger and your thumb are open. Place your thumb at the base of your nostril, of your right nostril, and then close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through the left nostril to the count of 4. Hold it. And exhale to the count of 4. Now let's place the little finger at the base of the left nostril. Open up the thumb, so open up the right nostril. Take a deep inhale to the count of 4 through the right nostril. Hold. And exhale. Now we're going to take you through a breathing technique called Anulom Vilom. Simply means alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Let's try that one time. Right thumb at the base of the right nostril. Little fingers out, left nostril is open. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold. Place your little finger on your left nostril. Release your right thumb from your right nostril and exhale to 4. Inhale through the right nostril to the count of 4. Thumb is at the base of the right nostril. Release your little finger. Exhale to the count of 4. Now, if we can try this breathing technique, maybe about 10 or 15 rounds every day, you can get a high. You don't have to take wine. You don't have to have your coffee. You don't have to ingest any drugs into your body. You can get a healthful high just breathing. And Ron, I think you and I have experienced this on the show itself, right? You can actually get a high, and I know Rebecca probably has experienced it in the yoga schools, right? Did you get a heady feeling when you go through the breathing techniques? I'm sure you have as well, Renae. So just understand that we don't, say again?
Lightning.
You feel a light, yeah, and that's the levitation we feel. We don't
Getting the
physically
munchies.
levitate. That's right. And that's another thing you need to know for viewers out there. We don't do any magic tricks here. There are no magic cures, no promises. We don't teach you to levitate. You do not have to pull a jumbo with your teeth. All we do is we take you through your body. We take you through a feeling of lightheadedness, which is a kind of a happy place to be. And it also clears your mind, helps you make decisions well. So breathing, if you don't have time for anything or you don't feel like doing any physical exercises, just breathe. Breathe consciously. We all breathe, but you want to do it mindfully and consciously. Let's go directly into some of the seated postures. Let's come on all fours, on hands and knees. Hands are directly below the shoulders. Knees are directly below the hips. Toes are curled in. Fingers are nicely splayed. So you want to make sure that you have a good connection with the earth. Now bring your elbows in. I'm going to bring my elbows in. That helps me stay inward. So contract your lower abdominal muscles, and then keep your low back nice and firm. So your back is like a nice tabletop. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to inhale, lift the chin, chest, and buttocks up, and dip the torso. And then as we exhale, we will arch the back and bring the head down and uncurl the toes. So let's try that. Inhale and dip. Bend your elbows. Exhale, uncurl your toes, arch your back. Let's try that one more time to redeem ourselves. Curl your toes in. Inhale and dip. Uncurl your toes, arch your back. Let's come into neutral position, and we're going to sit on our heels for just a moment. That posture we just went through, it is a wonderful undulating motion of the spine. So it gives your spine a beautiful massage. It's got a name in Sanskrit. It's called Marjarya, or cat. I know some schools call it cat-cow, but actually cow is another posture. So it's okay. Whatever we call it, that's fine. You want to feel the spine move in and out. So here's what we're going to do. You're already halfway in the next posture. We're going to come up on our knees. We're going to take you through a posture called the camel. Bring your knees apart at hip width distance. And then what we are aiming to do, let's all turn to face the front left of the mat. What we're aiming to do is reach for our heels. Right hand goes to the right heel, left hand goes to the left heel. And to do that, there are a couple of little adjustments you may want to make depending on your body and your anatomical proportions. So some of you may have a longer waist. You may want to curl your toes in. That closes in the distance between your hand and your heel. For me, that's too much pressure on my knees. As we grow older, synovial fluid dries up. Too much pressure on the knees. So I'm going to keep my feet flat. Very gently place your palms on your buttocks. Push your elbows back. Open up your chest. Inhale. Lift your chin up. Glide your hands down the back of your thighs very gently. Right hand reaches for the right heel. Left hand reaches for the left heel. Once you've made that connection, for some of you, you may not be ready to go to your heels. It's okay. Keep the connection. Place your hands in the back of your thighs. Once you've made that connection, tilt your pelvis forward, tilt your head back, and hold. And when we say hold, it's always about holding your posture, not your breath. Keep breathing. I had a couple of kids who were on the show, and they weren't breathing for a while. I had to remind them, come on, keep breathing. Inhale very gently. Bring your hands back to your buttocks, and then bring your head back. So you want to bring your head back last. Now we're going to continue with that back bend. Let's sit on our heels, and if you feel there's going to be too much pressure on your knees or your upper thighs, your thighs feel a little tight, you might have worked out at the gym. I know Rebecca goes to the gym a lot. So if your thighs feel a little tight today, you may want to bring your knees out just a little bit. Now, sit on your heels very gently. We're going to lower. And Ron, be careful. You have tender knees, so make your adaptation. I know you do one knee at a time. Do whatever adaptation your body requires today, please do that. Very gently lower one elbow and then the other. It doesn't matter which elbow you take down. One at a time. In fact, ours is a much gentler bend. Once your elbows are down, tilt your head back. Now, when you're down all the way, however far you want to go is fine. And you don't have to go all the way. You can even just place your palms down and bend your elbows just a little bit. However far you go down, backward, it's okay. But just make sure you do not lift your knees off of the floor. That's too much pressure on your ankles. You want to keep your knees down and hold it right there. Oh, the world does look better upside down. Now, inhale, press with your palms. Let's come up. And then I know this is Rebecca's favorite posture. We're going to fold over into the child posture. Actually, it has another name called Shashank. Inhale your arms up, all the way overhead. Clasp your palms together in any manner you've been trained to do. Wiggle your biceps behind your ears. Exhale, fold from the hip. Now, Renae, when you're folding over with standing up all the way on your knees, if you want, you're welcome to sit on a brick at its highest point because your legs are quite long and you may be far up. Actually, you're doing well. You're doing fine. You've come down. Okay. So, no, you're doing good. Now, the difference between the Shashank or rabbit and the child posture, in the child posture, you may want to bring your elbows down. But rabbit is an active posture. Shashank or rabbit, your elbows are off the floor. And in child, you may also bring your arms down the side of your body. We're going to hold it right there. Now, when you come up, you want to make sure you use your low back. So inhale, strengthen your low back, tighten your abdominal muscles, come up with a straight back. Exhale and release. It's all about slow, controlled, mindful motion. So you don't want to strain, you don't want to move too fast. You do it slowly, focus on what you're doing. Let's all sit down. And remember, we are workshopping these postures for you, so our holding times are much longer, which means we get a greater endorphin release. But that's what it's all about. The longer you hold, the greater is your release. Tuck your left heel under your right buttock. The next posture is called Ardha Matsyendra. Ardha is half, Matsya is fish, Matsyendra, Lord of the Fishes. So half Lord of the Fishes, or North America makes everything very simple, half spinal twist. Cross your right foot over the left knee. You want to make sure that your right foot faces the front of the mat. Push your right knee in and torque your upper body to the right. So you're already quarter way there. Now hold. That's okay. You don't have to go all the way around.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good because no, you know what? The hardest thing is coming out of the posture. So if you get stuck, then we have a problem. So don't get into a posture if you're not ready for it today. Because I know there are days when you've done it. That's okay. We're going to get a twist, okay? So you want to push your right knee in. Torque your upper body to the right. So you're quarter way. Then now hold your right knee in with your right hand. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, dip your left elbow over your right knee. And then I'm going to release my right hand. I'm going to bring my left knee up so that I can hold my left knee with my left hand. Because if I don't have that connection, I come undone. So I need something to keep me together. And then once you made that connection, and if you're not ready for that today, that's okay. You can place your left hand on your right thigh. That's fine, wherever you're able to make the connection. Take your right hand behind you and then turn to look back. So you're optimizing your body capacity. And turn to look back. Now, if you feel this is too much for you today, you can take your right hand further away from you, which means you may lean back just a little bit. You can also wiggle your right foot forward just a little more, and that actually helps you twist a little deeper. As you get stronger, you can bring your right foot closer and your right hand closer to your body. Inhale, let's turn back, and let's release the left hand, and then untangle the right foot. Now let's cross over. Don't forget, you always need to balance the other side. Tuck the right foot under the left buttock. Turn the left foot, cross the left foot over the right knee. front of the left foot faces the front of the mat. Push your left knee in to the right and torque your upper body to the left. So you're already quarter way there. Hold on to the left knee with the left hand. Inhale the right arm up. Remember, it's always opposing forces. If the left knee is up, right arm goes up. Exhale, dip your right elbow over the left knee, and then push your left knee in. And I find one side, and I think all of us have one side that cooperates a lot more than the other. Hold on to your right knee or any part of your garment on the left side. Take the left hand behind you and twist yourself. Turn all the way as far back as you can. Turn to look back. I'm trying to look at my mascot, Oscar, so I need to make a little bit of an adjustment. Now I can barely see his, what did you call them, wings, right?
His wings.
Inhale, release. Release your right hand first. Untangle your legs. And let's extend the left leg out. So we're going to balance every posture. Within every posture, you want to do both sides. And every back bend will have a forward bend. It's all about balance. And it's the same thing in real life, too. If we don't do everything in a balanced way, we don't feel complete. So extend the left leg out. You want to flex your left foot. Bring the right knee up about 45 degrees. You want to keep your right foot close to the inside of your upper left thigh. Hold on to your right shin with your left hand, and then you want enough room, so you bring your knee out to the side just a little. You want enough room to help the body come forward. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, wrap your right hand around the right knee. And then keep your right hand there. Your knee is going to support it. Take your left hand from behind and clasp the opposite fingers. And it'll happen. If the connection doesn't happen today, you can use a little bit of help. It's okay. Use a yoga belt. Ron, help her with that. Oh, Ron is already comfortable, so just help her with that.
Thank you.
And sometimes it's okay to use props. Remember, props are like training wheels. They only go as good for as long as you really need them. Once you're comfortable without the props, get rid of them. Right? They're like training wheels just to help us make that first connection. Look over your right shoulder, the other side. That's it. Inhale. Let's release. Untangle your hands, unclasp your hands, and let's switch legs. Extend the right leg out. And you know what, Rebecca and Renae, you might find the other side cooperates a lot more. You may not even need a belt the other side.
I'm
all
keeping it
different.
handy.
Just in case. Extend the right leg out. Flex the right foot. Fold the left foot in. Fold the left leg in. You have to remember, I'm not a native English speaker, so every now and then my English goes off the tracks. So bring your left foot close to the inside of your upper right thigh. Hold on to your left shin with your right hand. Bring your left knee out about 45 at a 45-degree angle. Left knee is up. This time, inhale the left arm up. Exhale, wrap your left hand around the left knee. And then I'm going to keep my left hand in the crevice of my thigh, at the upper thigh, so it doesn't come apart. And then take your right hand from behind, clasp the opposite fingers. You can do, that's what I mean. See, we all have, that's fantastic. So you're a great example of everyone's body. We all have imbalances in the body. One side feels more flexible. You are probably right-handed or left-handed? You're right-handed. So I guess the right hand doesn't go back, goes back further because the right shoulder is already worked a lot. So yeah, fantastic. So it's good to acknowledge our imbalances because we all have that. I've heard of people having one foot longer than the other, and it's not just a few. All of us apparently have that. Apparently we all have that, and we work with it. We just live with it, and that's fine. It doesn't bother us. And look over, and you're also a runner, right, Rebecca?
No, I don't like to run.
Oh, okay.
Walk. I like to walk.
Okay.
Fast.
Look over your left shoulder, and then inhale, release your hands, and then keep your right leg where it is. Keep your right foot flexed. Bring your left knee down to the floor. Attach the sole of the left foot to the inside of the upper right thigh. Now, turn to face, your upper body turns to face the extended leg. Here's what we're going to do. Janu Sirsha. The next posture is called Janu Sirsha, head to knee. Literally, Sirsha is head, Janu is knee. So literally, we're going to attempt, keep this image of yourself in your mind. We're going to attempt to bring our head to our knee. Now, that's not going to happen for me today or in the next 50 years. I don't care. I'm going to try. We're all going to try the best we can. Thank you. So here's what we're gonna do. Inhale, take your arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Clasp your palms together. Exhale, fold from the hip with a nice straight back. Remember, it's very easy to understand when you know that as you exhale, you're actually exiting all that air from your body, which means it helps you go further. Wrap your hands over the sole of your right foot. Now, if your hands are not quite there, it's okay. You can place your hands at your ankle, at your shin, even your knee. It's okay because you're not standing upright, so you're not going to hurt your knee or move your kneecap. So for those of you who have your hands over the sole of your foot, give yourself the luxury of a bit of a massage in your toes and the sole of the foot. Remember, the base of the toes lead to the various sensory organs. So the big toe leads, the nerves that end in the big toe lead to the eyes, and all the other toes lead to the other organs. So you're giving yourself an inner massage just by doing that, because other than that, other than a punch in the gut, you're never really going to massage your inside. So this is the only way you get that. Ron, do you feel that stretch under your leg? You're doing great. That's fantastic. Very nice. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale and release. Now let's switch legs. Extend the left leg out. Keep your left foot flexed. There's another reason. Fold the right foot in. Another reason for keeping your foot flexed. Anyone want to take a guess? You have less distance to cover.
Oh, that's a good reason.
And then you have the joy of being able to wrap your hand over it. Inhale when we point, but also the real reason is when we point our toes, we don't really give it much thought. But when we point our toes, we're really stretching the front of the body. Yoga is about stretching the back. So when you flex your feet, you're getting a spinal stretch for the back as well as the back of the legs. So you're getting a whole stretch for the whole back. Now, inhale the arms up. Take your arms all the way overhead. We see the credits rolling. That's about a minute from now. Exhale, fold from the hip. Give yourself a little massage, and we're going to close with just 1 or 2 more postures. Now, the aim is to touch your forehead to your knee. I see that Rebecca is almost there, and Ron is almost there. Renae and I will catch up. Inhale, let's come up. And keep your arms up there. Extend the right leg out. Now, exhale and fold.